welcome. Oh wait, I have a problem with the sound over here. That's a no-no. Okay, perfect. Welcome everyone. Now we are live today. We are at 16 Zulu. Today I'm flying a bit sooner because we have one of the teams are from China, inSky, and the other team are mainly European who are One Trick Pony. Today they will be facing one another in this battle, which if I am correct, and please we'll check. We can check the. Oh, we think we can even check right now. Sorry, the match stats, because we have the latest match stats. We can see that right now. Let me see if I can pause. Okay, yes, pause. So we can check that. Well, you have One Trick Pony in Group B against inSky in Group B. One Trick Pony has won all the matches so far with 6 points, and inSky is only won one of them, and this is not working as I wanted it to work. Oh freaking gosh. Okay. There you go. Okay, so of course we mentioned One Trick Pony has won 3 of the matches so far, and once inSky has only won one of them and lost the other one, so they still up a very good contender for getting on top of Group B stage. Of course, BTAF are having a very good run so far, but still today we have the top team from Group B against the third team on Group B stage. And of course, as per usual, for today's match we have a selection of maps to choose. In this case, no Syria map will be rolled. That means that we'll be playing in either Lavan, Fujairah, Rasliwa, Sochi Motok, Tbilisi, Sukumi. Okay, so that's going to be for today. And shall we go, of course, with the dice roll, and also to select the not only the map, but also the weather that you can see on the left of the screen. You can check the weather results that we have for all the results possible. Okay, so let me get the dice center, and without any further ado, guys, let us roll the dice, and it's going to be rolled in 3, 2, 1 now. Number 3, Sochi against Motok, an overcast morning with rain. Okay, now we have a map for today. Let me inform the teams, and then we'll be going for a brief presentation of the teams while we get them up and running and everything sorted out. Okay, I'm informing the teams right now that overcast morning with rain. Reaches. Okay, I'm just informing the teams that what are the results of today's dice roll, as mentioned. There you go. There you go. Okay, so that should be all. Okay, so Rich is going to be restarting the servers for us today, right now. I will not be managing them. We are going to use one of the servers in the USA provided by your good friends from. Oh, sorry, my mind today. From SPQR. That's, guys. That means that it's going to be a very even match. Of course, our good friends from China, they do fly with a VPN, which is something that not many of us have to do. And well, I'm happy to see that even with that, things are going in well. Is the stream working though? Let me check, because I think that something is wrong. I think that there's something wrong. Okay, no, it's working. Okay, I was a bit scared that this was not working. Okay, perfect. It's working, no problem at all. Okay, so there's that. Okay. So let me get everything prepared for our good friends, and of course, I'm going to get the cameras ready as we speak for today's match, and I'll present the teams for you once we have them up and running in camera. Of course, I'm very curious to see Okay, so we have, of course, the teams are already having fun and joking. I'm going to this taxi when ready, inform runway when ready to. Okay, so I informed the teams are connecting and are spawning. I have the skins ready, of course, because of the weather that we are going to have for today's match is going to be a bit of a freaking it's going to be quite hectic today, knowing that the let's see, there's a problem. I think there's a problem. Let me check. Go on. Spawn taxi when ready. And check. Okay, just inform the teams to get sorted out. Okay, that should be all. Okay, yeah, they are spawning and getting everything ready. Perfect. Now I'm going to end up getting the cameras ready for you, gents. Sorry for the bit of delay today. It's getting today I've run a bit out of time, so I'm a bit panicking around trying to sort out everything at once. Without even having a coffee. I cannot be alive, I cannot be myself without any coffee whatsoever. But still, we'll have to do with this. Of course, now we have the guys from inSky and oTp both in camera. So on the left camera we have inSky, who sadly they do not have any skin to provide for us. But still, we'll check what kind of the airplanes do roll with. Of course, afterwards we'll be checking the skins from the oTp guys. Of course, right now I do have the engine sounds out, so we all do not freak out when there's too many sounds from too many engines at once. Okay. So of course, let me first present our good friends from China, inSky. Today we have for a lineup from inSky. Let me get my notes also ready. Where I do have them. Okay, so we have from inSky, we have 512 360 368, sorry, Kai Niao, yeah, in both in a 16, same as 1992 and 123. Of course, we also have rocking the 18. We have 1993. And closing the lineup, we have 1155 closing the lineup with the JF17. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Correct. So we have 6 guys. Okay, 1821. This is going to be a bit hard for me to pronounce. we'll roll with it. We'll roll with it as much as we can. It's going to be a bit of a mouthful, but still, we'll do, and we'll try to do as much as we can with this. Of course, this team inSky was formed. Of course, we know already that they are from China. These guys do have to go with they have to use VPNs to really get to fly DCS. That says something. Really, it's not that simple for good friends from China to really enjoy the hobby of flying DCS and also in a competitive setting. But still, they do make it happen, and we can see they are together with us in this rainy day that we are going to have to be enjoying. Because this team was formed in 2006. So it's been quite a lot. It's been 16 years since this team has been formed, and therefore they have quite a lot of experience. They know for sure what they are doing, and I do think that they are going to be bringing us today a very good fight for sure for us to enjoy. Of course, that's not all. These guys used to organize their own domestic leagues more, with many virtual pilots participating. But after 2018, they began to participate in VCP competitions with teams from other countries. Yo, Coxie, welcome on board. Everything's rocking and everything's looking very fine for today. We are just getting ready to start today's fight between inSky. We have I was chatting with one of the other guys on the other side. So of course we are going to have today's fight between inSky, the Chinese team that we have right now on camera, getting ready, against oTp, currently being the top team for the Group B. So of course, let me now. So my computer is struggling a bit too much today, it seems. Let me change cameras, and then I'm going to send you the other team, the oTp. So oTp, who we have right now on the Tomcats rolling right now on camera. Let us check and see what they are bringing for today. So oTp, we have Rudy with a 17, Moss, my good friend Moss, with a 18, together with Coma, and also 2 16s being Black Panther and Asphalite. And of course, last but not least, the one we have right now, getting all the attention on camera, Kijel with the Tomcat that we are checking right now. Of course, once again, let me. So you can check that there is so much noise because of the rain that I have to be this close to the Tomcat to really try to hear something at all. It's impressive, like really impressive. Archer, my good friend, welcome on board. You are just arriving on time. And QP Montage, welcome also on board. Well, all of you are just getting on the best time of the day to really start this going. Of course, let me also tell you a bit of information about oTp as a team. oTp is a team that is mainly from Germans. Of course, this team was founded in September 2020 by 4 pilots. One of them works a 3-shift system, which is why they initially had problems rising scrims against other teams. Nevertheless, they have now 9 pilots, and they try to fly against other teams at least 3 times per week. So that's why you can see that these guys know what they are doing and have lots of experience and are rocking their group stage right now. Of course, these guys do have a bit of experience already in other competition systems, as in oTp did participate in TAC 21-1 and TAC 21-2, and also in SATAC 2021, and I kind of recall they are participating. Yeah, they are participating. Yeah, SATAC 2021 is current SATAC. Oh my freaking gosh. Me and myself and my memory. The camera is down there. Of course, they also participated in 1 against 1 GTAC event and 2 against 2 GTAC event. They think. So they don't even know what they did in. So many competitions. And that's why they are even having dubs on themselves on how much tournament they've been flying around. Which says something. I mean, it's not that often that you find a team that do not even recall how many tournaments they've been flying around. For sure. Okay, of course, a fun with detail about these guys is that they, with them, there is no fun. Everything ends in absolute panic. They still see themselves as newbies and try to get them better and better every week. The most important thing is to keep on having fun for them. And yes, Archer, today we are going to enjoy once again rain day. I don't know why, because I'm very curious to know, because inSky did mention to me via TeamSpeak, because I'm in the TeamSpeak to chat with them, things regarding, you know, the VPNs and whatnot, that they have to, that they've been flying in this rain for a few matches already, so they are a bit tired of having to really keep on enjoying the rainy day, because of course you can see that both teams are under heavy rain today. Okay, wait, there's something wrong with my audio? Give me a sec. Yeah, there's something wrong with my audio. Give me a sec, because I think there is something not working. Audio. This is working. There's something wrong with my audio. Yeah, why do Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, now I recall why. There you go. The keystroke for getting everything ready for this. Okay, OTP is calling ready on chat, so we are just waiting for friends from inSky to call ready, and then we'll be starting this one. Of course, I'm going to reposition the camera to get them looking good on camera, both of them, while they take off. So bear with me for a sec while I move the cameras. Okay, there you go. They are looking good and dandy on camera, and now let's get OTP ready on camera too. A bit more like that. Okay, so we are just waiting for inSky to call ready. And your mark. And once they are ready, we'll be starting this run. Of course, guys, I've been tinkering a bit around with OBS and the bots and a bit like everything. So if you find something that is not sounding correct or is something wrong, feel free to say so, okay? Because then I can fix it up on the code. I've been tinkering a bit too much today with all stream related thingies. But still, hopefully we'll be having no problem whatsoever, apart from me being a bit of a forgetful guy as per usual, and just turning the in-game sounds off by pressing the left control S. So hopefully I will not do it again. So we are having now one of the last members from inSky getting ready. Okay, we have now one problem with the... Okay, they have one problem on the side. Okay, OTP is having also a bit of problems today. Isn't that everyone's having problems? Come on, what's going on? Archer, no worries, my friend. I'll be sure to patch your Sundays here and there. I mean, for the inSky side, we have all numbers, so I'm going to confuse them all day long, for sure. Like, for sure, that I know already. But nevertheless, I'll try to do my best. And of course, mates, hopefully you have a good day today and see you later. And for you, all of you that are already there, let us try to get a poll and get to know what are your thoughts on who is going to be winning this fight. Who is winning this round one? Victor of round 1 inSky 1 3 pony. Okay, so there you go. There you have your poll, and I want to know, all of you guys, what are your thoughts regarding this first round? Who will win? Will it be inSky, who are carrying, as we did mention? Let me double check, because I'm very forgetful. That they are covering 4 16s, 118 and 117, or will it be OTP, who are carrying 3 16s, 2 18s and a 17? No, sorry, 3 16s, 2 18s and a 14. What are your thoughts, gents? I want to know all of them. Still, while we wait, let me get a bit of a camera angle on OTP skins, because come on, who doesn't love a good skins? So OTP skins, we did showcase them beforehand in another match that we did cover. Well, I think it was their second fight. But really, one of the beautiful things that they are using is, of course, this little rounded logo on. Okay, I found a problem in the skins. So of course I don't know if you know, but can you see that there's a bit of like a warp towards the top area, where you have the black one trick pony text as black on the top cover of the tail, over there, okay, and then you have the color on the back on a bit lower. Of course, that means that when they did the metalness, the road met texture, they did put the logo in the incorrect place. But still, that's something that they'll check. They'll see this and they'll okay. And not only that, but also TP. Okay, then I know that they want to have. They will be fixing it for sure. Oh, this is interesting. Why do you have the air refueling pad open? Come on. No need to open it. I know you want to be a show-off, mate, but no need to. So, of course, the most beautiful part of skins is this beautiful, beautiful Viper artwork that we have on the bottom part of the airplane. That's something very unique. This team did go with a very artistic approach for the skins, and that's something that is really appreciated. Because then you don't have like all the other teams, like our team for example, that are more military style. This is a very clean design, very beautiful one, and definitely one that looks that they are getting ready only for this fight at this should be. Because right now the 18 skin is a very beautiful one, very minimalistic, as you can see, only with the tail pads in yellow, this line going from the front to the rear directly. And of course, all the pads painted also in relative colors in yellow, so we get to know what works for everything. But really, it does seem that this. Of course, I can be a bit. Oh wait, I also forgot about this part. The Hornet, the tail design in the inner part of the tail assembly. This is something very beautiful to see, and of course, we all love. Wait, sorry, we all love. So of course, I'll check the 14 skin later on. Let me get them up and ready into the air. So cameras are ready. Yes. Countdown. Count. I don't know how to write today. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Round 1 is live, gents. There we go. Okay, inSky is also rolling, it seems. Yes, okay. Because I know that not all of them do know perfect English, so I do try to take a bit more precautions to be sure that they know what they are doing and everything is correctly understood all across the board. So we can see that inSky had decided to go with first taking off the 17, and after all they are taking off one by one maybe. And from the oTp side they are taking off 2 by 2, so therefore they will be putting more aircraft up in the air faster. But of course this does showcase the different tactics deployed by the teams. What this means is that we are going to be seeing a different approach altogether once we get into the combat area for both of the teams. And we'll see how it goes though. I'm very curious to know. But we can see that inSky are going one by one, but they are taking really their time to get up in the air, going as secure as possible so there's no crashes and no damage done on the takeoff part, which should not be happening, of course. But still, now we have the rest of the team. Yeah, we are going to start seeing them taking off. Perfect. So guys, remember we still have a poll open, and I want you to vote on who you think will win this round 1 of this fight between oTp and inSky. Germany against. Oh, this is beautiful. Germany against China. Who will be the victor? So of course, as per usual, guys, I am always preparing one camera while we have the other one out of camera. So that's why I could not stop myself to really showcase you this part, because this is a very beautiful formation going outside the clouds, as we can see from oTp right now. Well, I have the sound off for them right now as we speak. Still, we have the last, as we wait for the last member from inSky to get up in the air, and then we'll start presenting the teams and airplane formations that we are going to be having today for both sides. Okay, last member from inSky taking off, and then we'll be going right now once he's up in the air. Today is not my day, come on. Last airplane to take off is the last 16 from oTp from inSky, and then now is the time to start presenting the teams and who we have where. So rocking, as we mentioned initially, the 18, leading the formation from oTp, we have Coma carrying the standard configuration for the 18s. Let me try to get the other camera ready. Of course, he's being followed right now by Rudy, rocking the 17 who we have on camera, and also it's been got two more guys joining the formation. We have Moth coming into a right formation. Okay, these guys do know that they are in camera, don't they? Because I love them, for sure. So we have right now Moth overtaking Coma and getting in parallel formation. Come on, these guys are being a bit shown off today. They're being look, they are showing off for sure, these guys. Rudy on camera to the right, on camera on the center we have Coma, and on front we have Moss right now. And in this formation we have Ghost just a bit back in the rear. We have number 16 who is Black Panther. Let me get him on camera. Black Panther rocking the other 16. And of course, let me go with the rest of the team that we have. We have Nazgul rocking the 14. Let me get him on camera. Tomcat for all your enjoyment, gents. For all of us who enjoy a good Tomcat. Of course, as per usual in this tournament, they do run with only 4 Fox 3 missiles and no Fox, and therefore they cannot use the 6 foam poles to the head. Therefore, we'll be seeing them being a bit more hard to use for sure compared to prior updates. But still, that's not the last member from oTp. Last member, it's our good friend Asphalite carrying the 16, of course, going Mach 0.1 almost, and just 25. And thus, this signifies that the formation right now for oTp, as you can see, is just being a very tight one. So far, they are just doing a very, very tight formation. Okay, I have to show this on camera, guys. I have to. So, because you can see that the leading team are a very tight formation right now, trying to look good on camera, and that's not only all, for sure. Remember that of course, flying this whole bunch together means that for the enemy radar, you can look to the exact view. You can see that all of them get confused as it's only one airplane, and therefore this is the kind of view that the enemy radar will be having. So flying this pile together, those adds a tactical advantage when you are far away, but you give less information to the enemy team, so they do not know what's going on there. Oh, by the way, we have the results, seeing that both of you, so 2 votes, and see that you do think that we are going to have a tie in this round 1. Of course, that's a possibility though, that we have a tie, and then we have to see who wins on the other 2 rounds. So now on camera, we have from inSky, Kai Niao. Going to be hard to pronounce. Fixes 8, Kai Niao, rocking, being on front of the formation. And he's being followed right now with 1993. It's interesting to me. I don't know why these guys do rock often numbers, because we had the same situation with the team of Chinese Festival. It's an interesting one because both teams did run with numbers and no names, which is interesting for me. So if someone of you knows why, that's something I would love to know for sure. The more you know. So of course we have in 1993 on camera right now, rocking the 18. Also we now have on camera the single 17 by 11, 15, 50, 55. Oh my numbers, me and my numbers. And of course also close to down below, behind him and down below we have Angels 23, we have 512 carrying the 16, and also up a bit later into the formation, we have the best number of them all, the most secure password of all the world, 123. And if someone of you tells me that you've never used this password, I know that you are lying. I know that you are lying, and you should not be lying that much. Even to me, even to me in a public competition. Come on. And of course, last member from inSky team, 1992, which I do think that for some of you will be even your birthday year. I am almost certain of that. Okay, with that, let me also check the formation of the inSky team. So far, it seems that they are going for a different approach, having 2 aircrafts up front, one of them being Angel 30. So they are also committed to be a bit higher. So it's not that they are thinking of, okay, but still, it's going very slow, as we can see. K-Niao is going very slow. I don't know if he's having any kind of problem whatsoever or not, though. So far, it seems he isn't. I think he's just saving fuel and waiting for the rest of the team to approach. But that's my guess, though. We'll see. So, going back to the attack deployed by the teams, it does seem to me that, yes, we can see that they are now going for the notch. So, inSky are just getting prepared against any possible finish incoming from oTp because they have a top cut flying up high. So, they are going for the notch. You can see the 3 members over here that will be going for the notch for sure. And then in 1992, that I do think will be going for the notch too in a sec. So of course, we can let me go check oTp right now in a sec, because I also want to know if the Tomcat was getting prepared to shot. But no, because we can see that Kijel is Angel's 38, sorry, Mach 9.93. But so far, it doesn't seem to me that he's going to be doing any kind of Fox 3 altogether. Right now, we still have oTp rocking, as we did mention before, rocking the very tight formations. Now they divided themselves between 2, 2, 1, and 1, and therefore they are still playing the enemy team with they are still playing to the enemy team the idea that they are less airplanes in this formation and maybe the rest of the airplanes, because the 2 airplanes are missing for the enemy radar. Therefore, they might be expecting them to be going around the mountains or doing something strange for anywhere else. And that's why you do see that kind of tactics being deployed. But still, so far so good. See that we are going to be enjoying a bit more formation flying from oTp side to start today's fight. Both teams are still quite far apart. Let me check the distance. So closest formation is 53 miles apart. So still far away. Of course, we are inside range for long range Fox 3s. We are getting almost in range. Usually it's around 40 miles out. But still, we can see that inSky had decided now to go once again for a notch. We can see that 11:55 will be going for a notch almost for sure in a sec. And also I can get him on camera. You can see that he's already committing to going for the notch, as I was mentioning right now. So of course they do know that the enemy team is carrying Phoenixes, and they are very cautious, trying to be sure that no Phoenix gets them up to start in the fight. So once we get into the 40 miles out range, we'll be getting into the long range Fox 3 missiles range. Of course, Tomcat is just hanging up there. So it seems that he's just deciding not to do anything at all right now. Let us try with Kijel for a sec. Because we can see that Kijel, as we mentioned, is doing a circle around, and has decided to go down below. So he's dropped from Angel 38 to Angel 26. Right now, even dropping a lot of airspeed. So it does seem to me that he's just deciding like, okay, then we did scare them enough, then let's go now and get into the fight. So oTp knew that inSky knew that oTp was going to launch a Phoenix, and therefore, because oTp knew that inSky knew that oTp knew we were going to do so, then oTp decided not to do any Phoenix long range. Well, that's the kind of game that we are playing, guys. The mind games are real. Mind games are real for sure. So of course, let me write on camera, left camera right now, with inSky 1993, who we have on camera rocking the 18, right now flying on top of the overcast weather that we have today. Just taking a bit more height, Angels 17 and climbing, Angels 18 right now, Mach 1.93. I don't think he's getting ready to do a first Fox 3 into most, very possibly. They are getting into a very close distance. And I do think that he's getting ready to do the first Fox 3. Moss is going to defensive maneuvering right now. Also for 1993. No, negative. You can see that right now Moss is still going in hot, so it's still not defending, still committing. So Moss did go for the notch so far, but no going out cold. And therefore he's still in a good position. You can see that inSky are really worried of those long-range Phoenixes, and they've committed to do another notch. So far we can see this is a very interesting approach for sure. We can see that right now we have on camera once again 1993. We can see that he just decided to commit hard into the enemy lines, very close by, up to the point where the enemy team might be starting to send missiles downrange towards him, and therefore that way they try to waste the few Fox 3 missiles that they are carrying. Remember that the weaponry is not unlimited. Enemies do aircraft only carry up to 4 Fox 3 missiles, any quantity of Fox 2s, any quantity of Fox 1s, and therefore that's why we saw in this case 1993 committing to the enemy team, trying to bait a few missiles out of them, and now they are getting out of the way, getting sure that they are not getting punished for committing to the enemy team. And maybe that's why we are having Kegel still hanging around a bit away, getting his time down. Both teams are taking a bit of the time to commit into the combat. So far it seems that they are going to be playing it very safely until we get to start the real fight. And that will be once we get the teams into the Fox 3 range, it being around 50 miles out or less. Of course, we are seeing that right now on camera. We have 1993 burning fuel, going for the notch. So really, I don't think that inSky are really worried of those Phoenixes from Kegel. But up to the point that I was not expecting at all. So far, both teams are being very cautious. I mean, we can see right now on camera Black Panther, who was almost getting ready to do a Fox 3, but of course then he decided, okay, no, let's go back. So really both teams are just baiting the enemy team to waste those precious missiles. That's a very interesting approach for sure. Not something that you see that often though. Of course, I do think that the first one to send missiles downrange will be Kegel from oTp. But no, I stand corrected. Once again, Kegel going for vertical maneuvering, preemptively defending. So no Fox 3s for you. Wow, this is a very interesting fight today. You can see this is all about mind games, like entirely about mind games. Both teams are just baiting the enemy team, waiting for them to commit to the first missile. And I've been changing cameras from time to time, trying to get sure that I have the best viewpoint for the first few missiles sent downrange. But still, so far, no missiles have been sent downrange. We are riding with now left camera with 1993, who was more or less aiming towards Moss, but of course Moss is also breaking back to the friendly lines. 1993 on the cloud cover. Sorry, that we cannot check at all because it's so freaking dense. You can see that no view whatsoever in the clouds. So both teams are just waiting and not committing right now, just waiting for situation to develop. But still, let me show you this on camera for a sec, because of course remember that we have a bubble, combat bubble, and therefore teams can be pushed out of the bubble. So far, ground-wise, oTp is taking the lead, having around 2/3 of the bubble for themselves to maneuver, and getting inSky into that smaller area, combat area. But still, it seems that we are going to be starting to see missiles. Maybe Coma, mate, will you be the one starting the fight for today's match? Coma is getting dangerously close to 1992. We decide, okay, that we have the first Fox 3, that's 10 miles out. Yes, 8 miles out was the score. 1992 is going for the notch, and therefore that should not be a very scary missile for them. But still, let us ride with 1992. Of course, we have an answer for 1993 towards Coma, but Coma is going out cold, so that's not going to be any factor whatsoever. So seeing that the fight is going to be starting right now, guys, finally. So far so good. We don't have any more things going on right now, as you can check on camera. Try to get, okay, this is looking better. So far they are starting to think of sending missiles downrange, but still both teams are taking their time, really being sure that those missiles have a very nice option to connect. So I'm curious to see how the Tomcat is going to be deployed today. We can see that he just finished out perfect, just got on camera. Kjell sending a finish out maybe towards 1, 2, 3, maybe. We don't know yet. So we can see the rest of the team from inSky are very defensive, just going always maneuvering on the notch, always going for the notch, and oTp is going for a grinded approach. So far, because we have Aspelite out of the fight, doing something, I don't know what, but still seeing that we also have a 120 from 512, if I recall correctly, towards Kjell, who is defending on camera, but still should not be connecting. Elite PVG, welcome on, my friend. We are just arriving on time to enjoy the fight. So of course we are riding now with 1, 2, 3, riding 16, who is going out cold, trying to outrun the Phoenix. But still, we can see that the Phoenix airspeed is already 0.9, therefore that's going to be defeated. And that 120 is out of the fight. That SD10 is going to be a scary one. Moss might get killed in this maneuver. He doesn't maneuver hard enough. This might be the first casualty. That SD10 still have legs. Mouse, you have to run more, mate. Okay, he has managed to notch it out. So missiles have been defended. Missiles are being exchanged on the right side. Let me try to get them on camera. Right now, Rudy might get killed now. Rudy right now is trying to outrun a 120. Right now, maneuvering as hard as he can, so that 120 doesn't connect. So he has managed to notch it to defend in a very close one. Just managed to outmaneuver the 120. Of course, now we are seeing oTp start to put pressure all along the lines. Still, let's see guys of them flying around from inSky and from oTp. Still, it seems that the fight, we are going to start seeing the fight going on right now as we see it developing on cameras. So now we have 1, 2, 3 on camera on the left, getting ready to do a Fox 3, but I do think that Asfela will be taking the first shot here, and inSky and 1, 2, 3 is going to not send any missile. Kaniao and Black Panther exchanging missiles on the center area. Right now, okay, we have one missile from inSky toward Asfela. Asfela is not Fox 3, so he's going to... Sorry, this one is for Kjell. So Kjell is going to be defending that 120. Black Panther is still in a danger area, so he might get killed by that 120. Let me try to get him on camera. So Black Panther trying to outrun the 120 sent his way by Kaniao. Kaniao still is going to be defensive maneuvering. Wait. Kjell, are you going to get killed, mate? Okay, Kjell has managed to defend that 120 very close to comfort. Like, very close to comfort. I mean, not even... even these guys, Coma and 1993 are getting very close by. And they are getting very uncomfortable in this situation. Still, we are seeing more missiles coming down range. Let me ride with Aspelite on camera. He's dropping just around his drop tanks, trying to get the most of his airplane. 120 from Aspelite coming. Aspelite is being shot 3 by 5 to 512 if I recall correctly. SD10 from 1155 to Kigel to the Tomcat. Let me see if I can get him on camera. Because Kigel might get killed by this one. He's way too close. Because situation is developing on the right side. We can see that Rudy is defending also against 1993. Let me try to get Rudy on camera. Rudy. Okay, the Tomcat is down though. Tomcat is down, guys. And Rudy is down. OTP has 2 guys going down right now. So 2 less guys for OTP right now as we speak. So that's huge. Like, that's really huge. That's not a situation that you like to be seeing yourself. 1993 seems to be defending. And try to get him on camera. No, he's managed to defend that one. Perfect. So right now we have 4 members from OTP still flying around. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 members from inSky. So still things are going in favor of inSky. It seems that really their patience against the enemy team, holding them off and waiting for the enemy team to start sending missile downrange, has paid off for right now. We'll see how it goes. Still we have lots of fights in going right now. Right now we are going to arrive on camera with 512, who is 512 here, who is being shot right now by Black Panther. Black Panther going out cold. That's a very close by missile, and we can see right now that he's trying to defend going out cold. But still, he might get Fox 3. Missiles still have legs. Okay, no tracking. So missile is not tracking right now at all. Okay, 123 right now, as we can see on the top view, is pushing very hard into the enemy formation. But still, he's just still carrying 3 Fox 3s. The other one is being shot toward Aspelite. Let me get Aspelite on camera. Because Aspelite might be into a world of pain right now. Aspelite. Yeah, we barely can see on camera. Still have managed to notch the missile. So perfect for him. Perfect. Let me try to get this better suit for you all. Yeah, that is better. So Kenya being Fox 3 by Moss. Kenya just defending that Fox 3. Okay, that's taking the kill. So now we have a 4-on-5 situation. Repeat, 4-on-5 situation. Black Panther, who we're going to have on camera right now. Black Panther is defending. Still a long-range missile towards his way. He might get killed, and missiles still have energy to maneuver around. Not that much though, but still energy. So now you can see that Moss and Coma are over this area. Okay, Black Panther has managed to defend a missile, outmaneuver the missile. So 512 and 123 are committing to Coma and Moss. Moss is Fox 3 into 1993. But he's going out cold. Okay, wait, this one might connect. Even if 1993 is out cold. Yeah, so missile is tracking. Missile is tracking. We are riding with the missile going towards 1993. We have an exchange of missiles in the center. Coma might get killed here. Coma has managed to defend that one because he did have Fox 2, but still did not connect. Let me ride with 1992 on camera right now, as he's just doing a Fox 3 into Moss. Moss is very close by, doing an exchange of missiles. So let me try to get... We have both of them on camera right now. Okay, 1992 is dead. Moss has managed to defend that missile. So now we have a better situation for OTP. They are turning things around. We are having... Let me check. Sorry. There. So we are having 1, 2, 3, 4 guys from OTP against 1, 2, 3, and 4 guys from inSky. So 1, 2, 3 has managed to defend that one. 512 is committing into the combat area right now. Okay, wait. Coma is down. Coma is down. He went into a merge, almost into a merge with 112, and he did pay the price for being way too close to the combat area, without any friendlies too close by to help him out. So of course now we have a 3-on-4 And see, 1155 is committing into Moss, which has been Fox 3. And also Moss sending a Fox 1 missile, because Fox 1s do have less reach compared to the Fox 3s, and therefore Moss is a very tight spot right now to really be sure to bring the airplane back safe. Missiles still have legs. Moss, you still have to run, mate, because that Fox 1 is not tracking. Okay, that's going to be almost drained. Okay, Moss has managed to defend that one. Very close missile though. Very close one. You can see that he's been burning all his fuel just to be sure that he's not getting taken out of the fight. So right now we have coming into hot 1993, carrying with these 18 right now, coming in hot inside the clouds, so we don't have any on the visual right now. Fox 2 onto who? Aspelite. Yeah, Fox 2 onto Aspelite. And Fox 3 from Aspelite was 1993. So let me ride with Aspelite right now as he's going defensive maneuvering vertically, trying to get not killed by that Fox 2, who is not going to connect at all. And now let me try to get with 1993 once again on camera as he's going to defend that 120 who is turning, he's turning. Oh, freaking wow, he's managed to out-turn the missile in the last freaking moment. That's huge, like really huge. Let me try to get this on camera, perfect. Okay, that's better. So we can see that teams are getting lower right now. And right now 123 is really in a very tight, good position to commit into Moss if he manages to see him. But still, with this freaking weather, it's going to be very hard for him to track Black Panther and take him out of commission. So right now we have 123 alive, 11, 15, 55, sorry, still alive. Fox 3 from 123 towards Black Panther. Let me try to get Black Panther on camera. Black Panther is over Mach 3 and has been taken down 123. So SC10 from 1155 towards a good runner from oTp. So that's not going to connect because he's dead already. No, sorry, it's Aspelite. Aspelite is defending. Aspelite is being taken down off commission. Oh, freaking one. So now we have Moss against the wall. So we have a 1-on-4 situation right now to play it out. Wow. This is not going far. It's not going easy for oTp for sure. It's not going easy at all for them. I mean, we can see that Moss right now is going to a very close fight with 1993, who is just getting into the camera right now as we speak. Just coming into the fight, getting Fox 2 onto Moss, and takes the kill. So guys, that's going to be the... Oh, wow, what a fight! What a fight! I mean, we've seen that this fight has been a very interesting one. Seeing that first both teams, they both decided to go very calm and very patiently, waiting and trying to be sure that they are not taken out of the sky from the start. And afterwards, things came to really going downhill for oTp. Well, when they took the first two casualties. Let us do a check on the remaining weaponry for the teams. So 1, 2, 3, working only 2 hitters. 1, 2, 3 here. Let me try to get on the other camera. So of course 512 is just alleviating the load, but still I think 1993, that's 2 Fox 2s, okay. 1993, who we have on camera right now, still rocking nothing. So 1993 was empty entirely. Wow, that's huge. Of course 512, who we have on camera right now, was rocking only the 2 hitters which he has sent downrange. So he was still rocking something, but still they were not in a very good shape. And of course the JF-17 1155, who was still rocking 2 PL5, which are just the copies for the Fox 2s. And right now it's also going back home. So far this round has been a very good one for inSky. I'm very surprised because I didn't know them almost nothing at all. And I'm very happy to see that these guys are bringing a very good punch into the fight today. I do know oTp good enough to know that they'll try to come back from this. They will be coming back from this for sure. And I'm very curious to see how round 2 will be played out. So of course, give me just a sec. I'm going to get something to drink because my throat is a bit too dry. Okay, done. Now let us check let us do an analysis of the tab view on this round 1. So of course, this part I'll be moving a bit forward faster because as mentioned, this part is just all about 1993 baiting oTp and inSky just deciding, okay, this is a combat line. We are going to be just trying to waste all your missiles before we start. And we did so. I think was Coma the first one to do the first Fox 3. On to 1992. And of course 1993 coming back, but still no kills. Kijel starting to launch those scary phoenixes, but still no tracking whatsoever. And then we can see here that the fight really started once we did the first missile on the northern area of the combat. Then the entire fight started, like really started. So of course you can see that missiles are being launched. Let me try to get this better view for you there. So missiles are being launched left and right, but still no casualties. And it was not until I think a bit further down the road, Black Panther did manage to defend that one. Combat 2, Asphalt did manage to defend that one, I do recall. You can see that missiles are being... Okay, this was the first casualty. You can see that Kegel here was taken down by 1155. 50 miles out Fox 3 missile. Of course, SD-10 has a better reach compared to 120s, and it shows here. Because that finish was tracking, but still, it was a bit too low to really be able to track, to not burn through all the energy it has. But still, it was not the only casualty. We have both Kijel and Rudy got taken out of commission just in a few moments, compared one from the other. So 8 miles out, Fox 3 from 1993 into Rudy, who takes the kill, who takes the casualty once he turns into the cold and then trying to outstorm the missile, but still he gets killed by out of the sky. And 1993 did manage to notch. Wow. This is a very strange notch. This is a very strange notch. I mean, really, 1993 here was not doing anything particular to really defend that missile. So, strange. That's all I can say. Really strange to see that missile not striking at all. But yeah, we were mentioning from the start, when you have one of the teams with 2 less aircrafts compared to the other one from the start, it's a very tight position to be into, and not a comfortable one to be. But still, we saw that from this point, oTp managed to level things out, making it being a 4v4. Taken, you can see here, K-Niao getting taken care of by Moss with a 8 miles out shot. Going to call Mouse there. Mouse, of course, this vertical maneuver. What you do with this is that you send your Fox 3, and then because you are going vertically, then you are forcing the enemy missile to track down. And that's why we can see that that 120 went into the ground, and therefore Mouse was entirely free to maneuver around. So that's a very nice kind of defensive maneuver in there. Of course, Black Panther did manage to outrun that missile. Mouse was to the second kill? No, we still... Okay, yes, Mouse did take the second kill here. So we have wow, this is very close by. 5 miles out exchange between 1992 and Moss. Moss putting the Fox 3 out, burning through all the chaffs of the wall, trying to be sure that that 120 is not tracking, and he managed to put it into the ground. But you can see that this tactic of putting the missiles down into the ground is one of the best you can use for sure if you want to secure your airplanes, not taken care of by missiles that are striking and you don't have them under control. Give me a sec. There you go. Was just getting cameras ready for later on. So that's not all. Still, we can see that this is the part where Moss himself leveled the place with the playfield, make it a 4-on-4. But 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2 here, 4 miles out into Coma. Do you know what Coma in Spanish means? Like what you would use to separate the sentence, like I'm talking something, comma, then I'm going to keep on talking. Like that kind of that's what comma means in Spanish though. But he gets taken care of by 512, and then we have a 3-on-4. Moss, of course, is big, but still inSky, even up to this point, inSky are playing very safely, not pushing hard, trying to be sure that they are in a very nice position. So wow, this one is a very close by. Let me check this miss. So you can see that 1993 here was being tracked by that 120, and that one too close was very close to comfort, like very close for comfort. So that one could have been taken, yeah, that one could have taken him out of commission for sure. Very close by, very close one. So Black Panther was the next one to be taken kill in this situation. 1, 2, 3, 3 miles out, Fox 3. You can see here that inSky really hold out with the Fox 3s, and they did put them into very good use later down the game. So Mouse really being the best player for oTp in this round, making inSky waste lots of missiles. You can see Aspelite here trying to defend that one, but of course too late. You can see that's a 12 miles out. No, that's a 9 miles out SC10, and of course Aspelite was going for was cranking and then went for the vertical maneuvering. But still, SC10 is a very scary missile, more so when he's a bit higher compared to you. Okay, so who more we have to showcase? Let me check. Because I'm just checking to be sure that we are not missing the landing approach, just to be sure. Because teams are just getting ready to do the final approach. We can do this, by the way, while we check for it, so we don't miss anything at all. We can see that they are just starting to get close to the airbase, and they are going to be landing shortly. Still, we can keep on checking the tag view here. So that's Mouse himself getting killed here. So that's it, and that's how we get into this situation where oTp lost round 1, but still we can see that really right now many teams are going for the let's wait it out and let's be patient approach, and it's paying out for many of them for sure. inSky, for them, did pay out for sure. And I'm curious to know they are going to be going for exactly the same approach. I mean, it has worked for them, so why will they not? But still, that's something that I would love to see afterward checking out. And you can see, I'm going to show you this, okay? Because maybe you are confused with why things are complicated. They are having problems to take them. You can see it's just basically because they cannot even see the runway. I mean, I'm flying with one of the airplanes right now here, and you can see that you cannot see shit. So it's not easy to land. As you can see, it's not easy at all for them to land. But still, it seems that we are going to have the first landing approach over here. Yes, okay, we have one of the pilots has managed to find the runway. Freaking wow, complicated for sure. And now we have another pilot just doing the final approach, landing on runway to declare themselves the victors of this round 1 between inSky and oTp. So final approach for 5-1-2, and once it's down in the ground and under control, we will be declaring the victory for them in this round 1. Very tight fight. I have really been enjoying this fight today. And as mentioned, it's not intense, as in all the fight being very intense, but it's very technical. Like you have seen a lot of feints, lot of okay, I'm going to let you think, lot of mind games to try to make the other team waste the missiles to get an advantage. So it really we are seeing a lot of tight plays game today. That's something that's a very high level gameplay that we are seeing today. So I'm very happy to see that both inSky and oTp are really playing this well today. But of course we have 5-1-2 on Mostok under control, and this is going to be round 1 victory for our good friend from China. So let me try to contact our good friend Richard start server to restart the server, and then we'll be going for round 2. But of course we see that we are having rest of the members from inSky getting up down in the runway and getting ready. So give me a sec to check that everything is sorted out. Just waiting answer from Rich for the server restart, and once we have it, we'll be starting with round 2. But of course, as per usual, yes, okay, server is restarted. Okay, so guys, let me go for a brief pause, get everything ready, and we'll be going back to you with the round 2 of this fight between inSky and oTp. Stay tuned and don't go too far away. guys. I'm back myself. Teams are joining the server. Of course, as mentioned before, inSky are flying with a VPN, and therefore every time that we have to restart the server or anything like that, it takes a bit more time than also in other teams. But still, that's something that you have to take into account, give them a bit more leeway, and that should be all. But still, round 1 was a very intense one for sure. I mean, as we were mentioning before we went to a brief pause, we saw there that both teams really debated the other team into waste all those only four 3 missiles being carried by each airplane. Of course, that does show that both teams are having a lot of patience and really committing to trying to deplete the enemy aircrafts of all the missiles, of the long-range missiles. Of course, we did saw in that round that inSky really managed to push hard oTp and get the advantage in the missile economy fight. Because once they did start the fight, oTp were holding nicely, perfectly fine, up to the point where then they started to send missile downrange a bit too much, because they got 2 aircrafts down. So that's why we saw in the northern side most having to launch more missiles, so that put more pressure and balance things out. But still, 2 aircrafts went down with almost full missile. And that's not a good position to be in for sure. That's not a nice position to be. But still, things happen. And of course, life goes on and the fights keep on going. And now we are going to go live, as we are going to see both teams getting ready to continue on today's fight between inSky and One Trick Pony. Oh, sorry, not that camera. This one. So now, as I was mentioning, of course, oTp is already on runway waiting, because they don't have to deal with VPNs and whatnot, and that's why now we have them ready on runway to start round 2. So of course, while we wait for good friends from China to get a lineup on runway, sorry, today I'm struggling a bit too much. Let me also do a reminder of the rule sets, okay? So teams are only allowed to carry up to 4 Fox 3s in any aircraft, both for oTp and inSky. And then they are allowed to carry ECM pods. That's why we saw taxi. Give me a sec, sorry, at your own discretion. From ready. Yes, I was just checking with inSky that they did understand everything. Of course, inSky is a thing I don't know well, so of course I do prefer to double check to be sure that nothing is being lost in translations. But still, going back to what we were doing, doing a recall. So of course, teams are allowed to carry only up to 4 Fox 3 missiles, as we were mentioning. ECM pod is also allowed to be carried and is being used by all airplanes except the 14, which is not affected as much by the ECM and therefore is not being used. The Tomcat ECM is not being deployed. And apart from that, we are my computer is a bit chugging around. Apart from that, we have the usual rule set, as in we have a combat bubble that is, for example, that is something like, my computer is struggling a bit too much with the rain. So a combat bubble, this was, if I recall correctly, 60 miles across. So it's a bit bigger than usual. Let me try to showcase it here. This is going to be easier for myself. So we have a combat bubble with 100 miles across, and therefore this is a very big one of a combat area. And the thing is, if once you enter the combat area, you have to commit to the combat area. You can leave it unless you want to get killed by it. Of course, your airplane can explode and will explode if you do so. And you can only win the rounds if, and only if, you manage to... My computer is struggling a bit too much today. Like, really struggling today. I don't know why. So. Okay, the inSky seems to be starting to taxi. Yeah, they are. Perfect. Perfect. So, of course, once you commit to the bubble, then you can only get out of the bubble to land into the enemy airbase. If you get out, you cannot re-enter the fight, and thus, if you get into the combat, then you have to commit to the combat and be sure that you take out the entire enemy team, and therefore getting control over the combat bubble for at least 5 minutes, or get the entire enemy team killed. Of course, there could be situations where one team decided not to get into the combat bubble and just loiter outside the combat bubble. But then there is a timer of 5 minutes where the team inside the bubble can take out the aircraft outside the bubble, but the aircraft from inside the bubble cannot shoot towards the aircraft inside the bubble, and is in a very tight spot to really be able to do anything at all. That's why all teams, and usually what we all do, is get into the bubble, get into the fight as fast as possible, and to be sure that you can start putting pressure into the enemy team. And that's the way to go, really. And you haven't done it yourself, I do recommend that you do give it a try. The PvP combat environments. It's a really fun thing to do, not only watch. I do hope that at least that you all enjoying today's fight between inSky and oTp as much as I'm doing myself. I'll be waiting for the last members from inSky to roll up into the runway. I mean, I'm really enjoying this fight. I do hope that this round 2, and I will start doing a poll for you guys. I do hope that we get oTp coming back for this round 2, and then going to a round 3. I do hope so, because it's going to be a very interesting one for sure to see. Both teams are going for a very technical approach, being extra sure that they are trying to deplete all the enemy missiles before they start the fight itself, so they can be in a better position up into the start of the fight. And that's something that of course many teams do, but I haven't seen many. So I haven't seen that well of a. Sorry, I haven't seen that well of a. My English is struggling today. Okay, guys, I think I have forgotten my English. Can we do the commentary en Spanish then? ¿Podemos hacerlo en español? Va a ser más fácil para mí, por favor. So I haven't seen teams really so far doing that well of a work with trying to get the enemy team out of missiles. It's almost ready. We're just informing oTp that inSky is almost ready, just for them to be a bit more calm. Also, let me get the camera ready for both teams. Computer is struggling a bit. Come on, computer. Hold off. I know that the rain is not a good thing to watch. I know that you don't like it, but still, hold out and be good, so we can enjoy this fight between oTp and inSky. Of course, now we are going to turn on the engines, because what better to really enjoy while we wait. Once we have inSky ready, we'll be starting this round 2. That's really, I'm very curious to know. I'm going to start the poll, by the way, but before I forget, poll is going to be win. Oh, so 1, 3, 4. Okay, teams are currently ready. So countdown is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Round 2 is live yet. Now we have on the right screen, we have oTp as before. I had to try to keep on the teams aligned with the scoreboard on top, just for all of you to know. But of course, I want to use this opportunity to do a shout out to a good friend from 51st, who are the team behind the entire tournament. Of course, today we have more matches going on. Let me do a fast check of my notes, because if not, I'm going to butcher it out as per usual. Let me check. Streams. But today, this is not going to be the only fight. We have also another fight which is going right now between Chinese Festival, the other Chinese team, and IIAF. So shout out to 51st Breakshot. I think that's. As you can see that right now, Breakshot is doing the stream for the other fight between Chinese Festival and IIAF. And therefore, that's going to be the other Chinese team partaking into this tournament. Well, we've seen 2 Chinese teams partaking into this tournament all together. And therefore, I do love seeing more teams from all around the globe partaking in tournaments all together for PvP environments. So you can see that right now, oTp has all of their aircraft are already on the air. Still, we are going to be suffering this bad weather when we are down to the ground and getting ready to land as before, and we are getting into the very close by combat sceneries. But still, I think that we are into a situation where we still can enjoy what we are going to see today. As before, inSky had decided to go with a very spaced out approach, as in taking off 1 by 1 or 2 by 2, so taking it very calmly, taking their time to get up in the air and running. And oTp had decided to go with a faster takeoff overall. And so far, I do think that both teams are going to go with more or less exactly the same tactic. I don't see why inSky will decide to change the way they did. I do think that they are going to do exactly the same thing as before. We'll see though. And oTp really, in the first round, things did not work out for them, but not because they did things wrong. It was just a matter of inSky taking the first advantage, taking the first 2 casualties, and then it was they were in a better position for themselves. So guys, let us check the lineup for oTp once again. So now we have on camera almost the entire team from oTp. Yo, Breakshot! Just coming in hot with 14 viewers. Welcome on board, guys. You are arriving at the nick of time to enjoy this beautiful formation that oTp is giving us on stream. And of course, yeah, we are almost right now starting round 2 of this fight between inSky, the other Chinese team who are being part of the tournament, and oTp. So of course, as we were mentioning before, shout out to 51st Breakshot and his viewers for coming in by and saying hi to, and once again, get comfortable, guys. We are going to see a very nice fight. Of course, tell me all about the results of the previous fight. Well, we get the guys on the area, but still, you are up for a very nice fight, very technical one. We did show on the round 1 that this was a very technical fight between oTp and inSky, and I think they are going to see a very technical one, as in going for many mind games, trying to split the enemy team from missiles and such. So let's see how it goes. But still, the oTp formation is Comma, we have on camera, to the left of the camera, Moss. I cannot click on him there. Right of the camera with the 17, Rudy. And trailing into this, for airplane formation, Black Panther. Of course, that's not all. For oTp, we also have another 16, Rocking in, who is Aspelite, Angels 24 right now. And of course, that's not only all, but we have the last member of the oTp team, who is Kejel, rocking the Tomcat. Just Angels 32 and trying to get into the combat area. I'm very curious to see if this time they are going to decide to put those scary phone posts downrange and trying to take down the enemy teams as much as possible before we get into the fight. That I don't know. For sure, I don't know. Now, hopefully we'll get to know sure enough. So far, it seems that oTp are going for a slightly similar approach. 4 airplanes masking as one right now. Later on, they will divide themselves as 2 fights group as before. I'm pretty sure about it. Of course, Aspelite will be the pair of Kejel in this situation, but still he will be going close to Kejel's higher, trying to get a hold of a possible situation where they can do a long-range kill with a Phoenix. But still, we'll see how it goes. So far, with the latest update, we saw one fight where that has happened, long-range Phoenix kill, and I do think that's something that maybe we'll still see on the tournament, but still, we'll see. We've seen that both teams are being very cautious of long-range shots, so I don't think that we'll be seeing them today. But still, let us check the lineup for inSky right now as we are up in the air. So now we have on camera 1993, who is being followed to his right by 1992. Of course, that's the first group. Second group for inSky is formed by 123 we have on camera and 512 who has on his right wing right now gets into the combat area. But of course, that's not the only thing that we are carrying today. You have 2 more guys from inSky that we have trailing the formation. We have here on camera now 1155 and closing out the inSky formation up in the air, taking a bit more altitude right now. We can see K Niao 360 taking off and getting a bit more altitude. I think that he's going to be the one doing the long range Fox 3s if they decide to do so. We can see he's burning through fuel right now heavily, getting himself into the best position as possible. So this time we can see inSky has decided to go for a different approach, and they're going for the 2 airplanes on the front, 2 airplanes in the middle, 2 airplanes on the back. And let me check, they are spaced around 50 miles out. Yes, 50 miles out, 10 miles out. So yeah, these guys are going for a more standard approach as having 2-2-2. And I'm pretty sure we are going to see them going for the notch regarding the Tomcat. Of course, we'll see if the Tomcat do decide to go and send Phoenix downrange or not. We'll see. But that's something I am very curious to see if they are going to decide to do or not. We did so in one of the match last weekend, if I recall correctly, that these Tomcats, even if they are in a nerfed state compared to before, still they do carry a heavy punch if they are launched from up in the air, up in the sky, downrange, fast. So still you have to really respect the Phoenix and really hope that it's not tracking you when it's launched, if it's launched. So far we've seen many teams, well, before the latest update, I do know that many teams they did complain about the Tomcat having too much range, and of course, I mean, you were able to take an enemy airplane who was going out cold up to 25 miles out. You were able to take it out of the sky. So yeah, it was very OP compared to right now, but still changes are being made and now situation is very different compared to before. And I'm very curious to see how it's going to be played out. We will see once again inSky, who right now we have on camera on the top of the type camera. They are going for a crank. Will they be going for a notch as before at around 80 miles out, or will it be okay? All few things that Monty is going to be the victor of this round 2, which is something interesting. So I was expecting for you guys to think that inSky was going to be winning this round too. But since no, that you do think that it's going to be oTp. That's interesting. We'll see if you are right or no, because that's going to be for sure something interesting to check ourselves while we are on it. So of course we can see that inSky had decided to go, still going for the crank so far, so nothing too special there for the first group of the inSky. But still, second formation of inSky, I think they will have another airplane here. Yeah. So we have two 16s on the middle here. We have 1, 2, 3 plus 1, 2, 1, 5, 2. Sorry, 5, 1, 2. That they are starting to go for the crank right now. So far, things are very calm right now as before. I do think that these both teams are going for a very slow-paced fight, trying to be sure that they are into a very nice position before they get into the fight. But still, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let me try to get some camera if I can. These two guys. Of course, we can see that oTp, as before, had decided to go with a two aircraft formation being close together, all of them. So they have a two aircraft flight over here, two aircraft flight over here, one aircraft and one aircraft. So they are just, as before, they are trying to get inSky confused, thinking that they have less airplanes in the combat area compared to before. But still, that's something that is seen that inSky had decided to go with a different approach altogether. We can see that inSky right now is attempting to go with a crank to the left, a long crank to the left, and they are making sure that Kijel is not able to send any long-range finishes at all. Of course, we'll see how it goes. I mean, yes, we can see right now 1, 2, 3 is committing. I do recall it was 1, 2, 3 when Spear Round got into the Sofa and Rumble area in the fight, getting very close to the enemy team and trying to get those missiles out of the airplanes so they could have the best advantage on the side of the fight. But still, it seems that right now oTp is going for the notch, it's notching right now, as you can see. So really, oTp is taking it even slower than before. This is interesting for sure. That's right, in camera with 1, 2, 3, and we can see right now he's just the sole member from 1, 2, 3, so from inSky, who is committing into the enemy team. It does seem to me that it's going to be as before, 1, 2, 3, getting close by into the enemy team, and then trying to make Coma send those Fox 3s into him. And I don't think it's going to be able to do so. Coma is almost ready to launch, it seems to me. No, Coma is not launching. It's starting to go for a notch position. And we can see also the same from 1, 2, 3 is going for a notch positioning. So far, both teams are playing the mind games as before. Both teams have decided to really waste the enemy team's missiles. You can see now 1193, who we are going to have on camera right now. He just pushing hard into those Hornet engines, burning fuel, getting ready to launch missiles, but no, then he turns away and turns out cold because he wanted Asfelite to launch Fox 3s into him. So as before, both teams are making these mind games part of the fight for today. And that's something amazing to see, like, really. I do love seeing these kind of mind games, because they are playing not for the short run in the fight, they are playing for the long run. We saw that in round 1, the difference in approach for inSky, being sure that they have a few more missiles, more than oTp, it has paid off for them heavily when they did manage to really get in the fight, not needing to launch any Fox 1 whatsoever, and not even, only did launch one Fox 2 though. Okay, now we have 1993 sending the first Fox 3 onto Moss, and that's 10 miles out Fox 3 should not be really dangerous at all. But still, a Fox 3, the first one on the fight for this round 2. Most we have on camera right now is defending, going full burner down, and now going for the right turn, and now climbing, trying to be sure that those finishes, those Fox 3 get into the ground, crash as it has happened. And right now we have Rudy, who seems to be the one member from oTp who might be starting the fight for them. He's just burning through fuel as we see him climbing, but no, once again quite defensive and just baiting inSky to send those Fox 3 missiles downrange. You can see, guys, the mind games are real. I really love seeing this. Once again, oTp are taking control of the bullseye a bit, pushing a bit harder. I don't think that inSky are doing this intentionally, because both times we've seen them giving a bit of position of the bullseye. So it's, for me, it's like they are not really trying to hold out the combat area for them. It's more like they are just waiting for the enemy team to approach, so they don't have to fly as much back home if they have to do so, when they have to do so. But still we see 1992 just breaking to the left. Nat Kijel still committing hot right now. Let me try to write with him on camera, because this might be the first oTp launch. We have the Asphalite on camera going out hot cold there, right there. So Kijel is very low. We can see his engines 15, Mach 0.73 is very low, very slow to really send anything whatsoever downrange. So that's nothing to be really scared of. I don't think we are going to see anything going right now. But still, there's something still to wait and see how it goes. So yeah, but I think I have to tune up a bit more the the bot. I did a few changes with all the stream back in the background of the streams, and I have to turn up sending too many messages. But still, I'll deal with it later on. We can see mind games are real. Both teams are taking its time. No missiles. Maybe Coma will decide to send a missile right now. No, Coma is also going for the notch. 512 is still going for the notch. 123 from far away committing hot. K-Niao going hot. 93 and 92 still have a lot of airspace over here, over the northern area of the combat. This is the northern area, by the way, southern area is to the left. And they might be able to push a bit harder and then commit into Moss, Asphalite or Kijel. We'll see how it goes though. They do have an opportunity. Butcher, your bet is inSky? Oh freaking gosh. Well, we had a poll before, and so far the poll said that you all thought that oTp were going to bring victory home. This one, of course, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We have on camera right now Moss with Angel 15 with Village Fox 3 by Kenny out. So it seems to me that this time oTp is taking it more calmly, trying to secure his door finish, those missiles, trying to be sure that they do waste as many missiles from the enemy team as possible. Of course, Moss once again has put the enemy Fox 3 into the ground. We've seen doing that so far during the round 1 too, during round 1. So that comes without any surprise to me. And if I do it like this, that's going to be even better for the camera angle for you guys. Okay, so far so good. I think we have right now Black Panther on camera. It's committing. Of course, he's just going to go for he's burning through fuel though. He's speeding up. Is he going to get ready for a Fox 3? Of course, I'm going to conduct another poll to get your thoughts on the matter. If you want to about mind games. How do you love mind games? Games in PvP. Okay, there you go. Now you have a poll for you guys to entertain yourselves while we wait for Coma missiles being shot 3 into either who I think is going to be 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's correct. Let me get 1, 2, 3 on camera. 1, 2, 3 also sending a Fox 3 back into Coma. 1, 2, 3 defending as hard as he can, getting into the clouds, burning through flares and chaffs. Then one might connect though. He's tracking, and freaking wow! Last maneuver has taken out the missile out of commission. Like, come on! That's what's going to connect. It was going to connect. Come on! I cannot believe it. Very good defense by 1, 2, 3. Like, freaking wow! I did not expect that at all. So right now, let me try it with Moss on camera. I see it himself getting close into this middle area towards Kenya, but seems like he has managed to see that Kenya was turning out cold, and then he's changing towards the northern area. Okay, this is a bit better for you. Yeah. So right now, Moss is being targeted by 93, but Moss recognizes it, goes out cold. 93 goes out cold. So really, oTp and inSky are really holding into those missiles. Once again, I repeat, once again, that's going for a very technical, very man-gamey game. And of course, I send your way a poll. I want to know your thoughts about this kind of games. Do you love teams seeing that both are going for mind games? Or do you think that teams should go with very close and personal? And be sure that they are up into the fight with a more intense fight for you all to enjoy. I want to know all your thoughts. Of course, we have SC10 from Rudy towards 1, 2, 3, who we are going to get fine on camera. Of course, first 3 from 1, 2, 3 towards Rudy, possibly. 1, 2, 3 defending once again hard, popping flares, popping chaff. Let's see if he managed to really do the same. And first casualty. inSky taking the first casualty of this round 2 between inSky and oTp. And that 120 gets to the ground, so no problem whatsoever in this case for oTp. So right now we are on a 5-on-6 situation on favor of oTp, who is also starting to send downrange missiles. Still, we can see that right now we are going to drive with Kijel on camera, who is pursuing 1992, who is just alone on the northern area. 1993 has turned out to the south. We can see the finish send downrange by Kijel into 1992. Of course, that finish might not connect 1992, even if it's just going into a not really a notch position, but just turning out softly to his left. Still, that finish has to go down below and is not happy with that kind of situation at all. So 120 from inSky towards Coma. Let me try to ride with Coma if I arrive on time, because he might get killed. Coma gets killed. So now we have a 5-on-5 situation. Things are leveling out for both teams. And seeing that 1992 has managed to defend the missile. So far so good for both teams. Seeing that things are once again leveling out. We can see now, as we were mentioning, that things were going very calm at the start, but now things are going down fast. One more Fox 3 from 512 towards Moss. I do think that Moss will be able to put that missile into the ground. So far we've seen that Moss all the time has managed to push all the 120s into the ground. So I do think he will do so with this one. Moss has been really been defending very aggressively in all these rounds, one, two. And so far he has managed to put that 120 into the ground. So right now we can see that inSky has decided to go defensive positioning. Now they are going to notch all together, left to right, just notching. 1155 still back in the air, a bit farther up in the rear. And we can see that they are waiting just now to see how oTp is going to respond. So let me try to... Okay, K-Niao is starting out hot. I think he's going to face Kijel right now. So let me try to get K-Niao on camera. And he just burning through fuel. And that means he's going to be putting missile downrange, almost for sure. Of course, he's just being shot at Fox 3 right now by Kijel. Finish up in the air for him. SC10 from 1155 towards Black Panther. So Black Panther is defending SC10 and K-Niao is defending a finish coming his way. But still, I don't think that that finish is going to arrive. Still have energy, but still don't have enough legs. Of course, Black Panther right now, we have on the camera, we have 1155, sorry, we have K-Niao on camera on the top right now. Let us ride with Black Panther, as he's just right now going defensive, trying to outrun the scary SC10 coming his way. Will he be able to outrun it? Will he be able to? Well, we'll see in just a few moments for sure. But that missile still have energy. SC10 right now is the best missile. You can see that it's very hard for that missile to burn through energy. Like really hard for this. Black Panther is burning full burner to really try to outrun the SC10, which he has managed to do so. But it was not easy at all, as you can see. Not easy. So okay, so now we have 2, 3. Now we have, as before, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from oTp. Fox 1 from 1993, that's not going to connect at all, so even forget about that missile. It's not going to exit because he's going for the notch right now. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 aircrafts from inSky. Really, this is a very interesting round to see. Round 1, we were mentioning about the mind games, as we mentioned, but this round 2, once again, mind games are real. You can see that inSky and oTp are playing a very interesting match, as in initially both teams went for the went for the notch, massive maneuvering, just waiting to waste all the enemy missiles as possible, as much enemy missiles as possible. But still, now afterward they went for a more aggressive style, and afterwards inSky, in the middle of the aggressiveness from oTp, decided to go back into a situation where they went defensive positioning right now once again. And now we have on camera 512 as he's going to try to defend that SC10 who is coming his way. He's way too slow, way too high, and that SC10 still have energy. So it might connect. I'm not 100% sure, but it might connect. We'll see how it goes. Still, inSky are taking it very slowly. No, it's not going to connect. Has managed to defend that missile. Fox 3 from K-Niao towards Rudy. Let me ride with Rudy on camera. No, not towards Rudy, towards Black Panther. Black Panther is the one being shot right now. So Black Panther is going defensive, as we see him on camera burning through fuel heavily. Of course, we have around the 120 from Moss being sent down range towards K-Niao. Yes, but it's not going to track, nevertheless. So now we have a situation here where we have Kijel and Asfelite out of the fight entirely, not partaking into the fight. 1992 seems to be holding these two guys on the northern area, so now we have a 3-on-4 situation in favor of inSky on the southern area. But still, it seems that 1155 is going to try to get back into the northern area, trying to put a bit of pressure into the oTp lines over there. Still, we can see that 1993 inSky getting closer to Rudy. No, sorry, it's a Fox 3 into Mouth. Mouth is being shot. Mouth is going defensive maneuvering. Will he be able to get that 120 into the ground as the rest of the missile as he has been doing so far? That's the question that he will answer us into a few more seconds. And 120 to the ground. Come on, mate! All the missiles cannot go into the ground. Not all of them. Okay, SC10 towards Asfelite. So Asfelite being Fox 3. Asfelite going out cold. Seeing that Asfelite still have enough airspeed to outrun the missile. SC10 towards Kijel. Has gone to the ground. So far, oTp is taking the advantage over this round 2. Because they are taking they are having a better energy, missile economy so far. You can see that right now Rudy is sending in downrange, if I recall correctly, his second SD-10 towards inSky 11-12. We just burning through fuel, trying to outrun the Fox 3 sent his way. Popping chaff right now, as we can see him right now climbing, trying to drain the energy from that missile. Who still have a bit of energy, but still I don't think it's going to connect. That 120 towards Black Panther of the center area. Wait, we have a casualty from OTP? Ah, yes, from the fall. Yeah, sorry, nothing to mention here. Okay, so far things are holding up. Okay, we have a situation here on the northern area. We have Kijel. Right now, together with Aspelite, both of them are heading towards 1993. It seems that the rest of the team from OTP is holding out there very comfortably. inSky so far are taking it very slow. They did put a bit of pressure mid round, but so far they are taking it very slowly. So things might go OTP way if things go like this. So far inSky are not putting almost any pressure into OTP lines, and really OTP are not pushing hard enough to really get inSky out of the fight, as we are seeing right now flying. But still, they are holding out there, waiting to see if inSky commits any kind of faults, and then getting them into the fight and make sure that they build on top of the mistakes being done by inSky, sorry. So far, so good. We see that both teams are taking it cautiously. Nothing really to see here so far. Fox 3 from Moss, we have on camera to Arcania, talking about not seeing anything at all. So right now both are going out cold. Let me get... So Moss is getting really tracked by this missile. Let me try to write with him. So Moss again, once again, Moss puts the missiles into the ground. And now we are going to have in camera Kaniao, as he's getting out cold, trying to outrun the missile, and since he's going to be able to do so, no problem asked whatsoever. 11:55, Fox 3 into Aspelite. That one might connect. That one is a very close fight. That one is a very close missile. Aspelite going defensive, maneuvering right now. He's too slow, too high. Trying to run for his life. Trying to outrun the missile, and he has managed to outrun it last moment and put it into the ground. Perfect. So SD-10 coming into 11:55 so far, and more Phoenix coming downrange. Perfect. I love a good Phoenix into the face. So 11:55, who we have on camera, is trying to outrun the Phoenix right now, and 5:12 still holding out into the situation right here. Moss and 92 thinks that they are going to be exchanging missiles. Yes, they are going. Moss is dead. I repeat, Moss is dead. I don't know what has happened over there, but Moss is dead. We can see the confirmation of the hit over there. I think he overg'd the airplane. Wait, a scary Phoenix to the face of 11:55. So now we have a 4-on-4 situation. Rudy getting kill of the Sky 2. So now we have a 3-on-4 situation in favor of inSky. So things might go in favor of inSky if they manage to win this late part of the game. Still, it's not going to be easy at all, because inSky, you can see it right now, Kaniao defending a Fox 3 sent by Aspelite, trying to outrun the missile, but so far missile have still enough legs to really achieve and connect into Kaniao, more so when he's just turning into the gank positioning. Is that going to connect? Has managed to notch that one. Freaking wow, these guys do know how to notch a good 120 for sure. Very, very good job. inSky 1993 into Black Panther. Let me write with Black Panther. on camera. And we see him defending as hard as he can. He's taken out of the sky, so we have right now a 4-on-2 situation. Finn is coming into Kenya. Let me see if I can get him on camera. Kenya is taken out of the sky. So now we have a 2-on-3 on favor inSky. Right now, 512, Fox 3 into Asphalite. Asphalite on camera, defending as hard as he can. inSky, 512 going out cold. inSky going tense. 512 is safe so far. That 120 might connect. Asphalite doesn't have enough airspeed. And managed to outstorm the missile last moment. Tell me these guys do not have level, and I will tell you you don't know shit. Like, come on! Fox 2 from Asphalite and Fox 3 from 1992 towards Kijel. Kijel is for a world of pain right now. Kijel, we have on camera, has been taken out of the sky for that long range Fox 3, and my computer is plugging a bit. Come on, come back. Okay, there you go. Sorry for the lag there. So Asphalite against the wall. Asphalite's Fox 3. Defensive maneuver, defending vertically. Fox 2, sorry. As he's being shot at Fox 3 right now. Trying to around the missile. And the end. Oh, that was close by. That was a very close one for sure. So let me try to get Asphalite view on all the and see how he's surviving the fight against 3 enemy teams. Of course, remember guys, even if he's down to nothing because he doesn't have anything at all, he still can outfield the enemy team. Of course, he's being shot by many areas at once, and the Fox 2 did connect into oTp, and therefore that's the last member from oTp alive for this round. You can see mandatory celebratory flares from 1992. So of course, let us go and check the remaining loadout for the inSky members. So 1992 still carrying 2 heaters. 1993 still carrying 2 heaters. Oh, freaking wow. And last surviving member from inSky, 512, still carrying 1 heater. So guys, this round, as you can see, inSky well put into more tight space. They did lose 1 more airplane that prior round, but still did manage to bring home the victory for today's match. Of course, they still have to go back to home base and land, but I do think that having 3 airplanes, that should be not a big problem for them to arrive. Nevertheless, let us go now with the top view and then analyze what has been going on this round. Let me try to go back. Wait, one. Okay, here. Yeah, inSky did play very well today for sure. Okay, let us check the top view. Of course, as mentioned, sorry, I lost my thoughts. As mentioned, both teams went for the very technical approach. You can see trying to bait the other team out, just waiting for them to waste missiles all along the place. So that's something to really see and appreciate. Richie losing money every match. Freaking wow. Well, if you are betting with real and only, please tell me so I can bet with you guys. And who knows? Well, of course, that might be the start of matches being rigged on tournaments. So please be careful with that, okay? Please be very careful with what you bet on. Better bet on how many names I'm going to butcher from now on to the end of the fight. It's going to be more safe. But really, this fight could have gone any way out. You can see that both teams do know how to defend very aggressively, very well. And really, it could have gone any way, both of them. Like really, I'm very surprised to see that. But still, you can see that we are just playing at ×5 speed right now. So we can see a bit of a checkout. That it was, I mean, you can see that the first kill was that SD10 8 minutes. Let me check when was the start of the fight. So it was 10 full minutes of fight until we have the first missile taking down the sky anyone. So read 10 freaking tense minutes to really see one of the guys taken out of commission by Rudy here carrying this SD10. Fox 3, 12 miles out, 123 sending ice, 120, but still not connecting. And of course, I do recall that we have the second casualty very close by. I think it was Kijel with the Phoenix, I think it was. No, sorry, it was 1993 on to Coma here. Oh, I do recall this one. Coma being good altitude, but very slow, way too close, inSky way too high to this distance, but still having enough space because Coma haven't seen him. Then have enough space to really commit into that Fox 3 very close range. And that was the second. You can see that things go down. Now we see that only 1 more minute after the first casualty we have the second. And that's how things go usually. Things go down very fast, very easily. So more missiles being sent on range. I'm going 20 plus right now. So you can check you can see the top left corner the time frame, so we can see how fast things are moving forward. So far, nothing interesting. We are around 4 minutes without any casualty whatsoever. I think you can see that this wiggle, for all of you who doesn't know much, okay, this wiggle is made so that the SD10 or the missiles have to keep on turning, and that you can see that in this turn, you can see here that's 0.9 Mach more or less, okay, 0.9 Mach, and with that turn, because the missile have to correct and go towards where it will be in the future, has dropped to 8.8 Mach. So, and now with this climb, it drains the rest of the energy, and that's why teams do this zigzagging thingy-majingy going forward to try to defend, okay? That's for you guys to know in case you didn't know. So what more? We have 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we have a 5-on-5 situation. Still, no more casualties so far. Can you check the next casualty for the fight? We are at 7 minutes without any casualty whatsoever. So we have 10 minutes from the start of the fight in first casualty, 1 more minute second casualty, third casualty. We are 10 minutes out and still no more casualties. You can see that things really took their time and took it safely. You can see more wigglies to really drain the energy from that SD10. Aspelite was almost taken out of commission here. You can see that this last turn managed to outturn the SD10. And of course, that turn to the right is scary. It's scary. That SD10, if it wasn't that low below to the ground, might have even be able to connect at all. So we have 10 more minutes without any casualty whatsoever. Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to check. Because Moss, or Guy Moss over here, sent a 120 out and then dies. Why? I don't know. I think he overjeeted though. I think he pushed hard into the paddle and banged to the left and then got himself killed. Maybe. And if you know better than myself, feel free to correct me, guys, because that's something I do not know as well as many of you do. So you can see that we went in a 20-minute span, we should have 3 casualties. So it's a very slow match compared to other times that we've seen things going way more fast. But of course, when we have most taken care of right now, then we have 512 coming in hot. Yo, Smooth Predator Kijel coming in hot with a subscription. Welcome on board, my friend. Happy to see you on board today. And by the way, I do know that you sent my way a tip, a 2 euros tip or something like that. I did not notice up until a few days ago, so sorry about that, mate. I change all things in the behind the scenes, so I do not lose them any more time, because I do love giving a shout out for all of you guys who helped me keep on building on this all. Wing rip. Okay, so right now Moss is mentioning on chat that that was a wing rip. So oof, not a big thing, not a nice thing to see in this kind of fights when things go south easily. Of course, because Moss was killed over this area, and Moss is, we've seen all along this round that Moss is the key component of oTp to really be sure that those missiles do not connect, being sure that the missiles do not arrive into the enemy and draining all the missiles possible from the enemy team. So he's been doing a very good work over there. But still, and when he's not out there, the rest of the team is having a bit more problem trying to hold out into the situation here. But still, I think I'm missing someone. Yeah. We have 4. Okay. Kaniao was taken care by us by Kijel here with the Phoenix. 6 miles out, you can see that the Phoenix really drains loads of energy. Still, enough energy to really connect there. Aspelite being shot and wiggling the enemy Fox 3 and managed to outstorm the Fox 3 in the last moment. What more we have here? Aspelite, welcome on board, my friend. We are just checking the last part of the fight, as we are having also the inSky approaching into a runway. Still the 3 of them are alive. Still we'll be checking the camera view with them. So as Kijel being taken care of by 92 here, and Aspelite against the world takes a wow, what a nice defense over here. This is a very nice defense. You can see that Aspelite 4 miles out, Fox 2 trying to defend himself against 512, and then goes vertically. Defense vertically. That 120 is still tracking, then turns to his left. That 120 is still tracking, but managed to outstorm the missile. I mean, guys, this is as close as it gets. As close as it gets. Freaking wow. Not a nice show there, defending. Of course, Aspelite there was down to nothing. He just down to his own engine and guns. Of course, 512 takes the kill. And guys, that was the end of this round. But of course, now we have to wait for inSky to land, and I'm going to get the cameras ready for you guys. Because I was getting the cameras ready as we were speaking. We have on final approach to declare the victory on this fight. We have 1992 approaching Sochi Adler. Final approach, and once he's down in the ground and under control, we will be declaring the victory for inSky in this round 2 between inSky and oTp, and also the victors on this fight for today. So far so good. It seems that we have the airplane down under control, and guys, with this is going to be the end on round 2 and the victory for inSky on this fight between oTp and inSky. So right now, let me also show you the stats for Group B, so you know, because you can see right now on Group B, a one-trick pony up until this moment, they did not have any loss whatsoever, and now they have the first loss. Then they have a 3-1, and inSky is up to 2-1, 2 victories, 1 loss. VTAF being the second team behind, carrying also 2 wins, 1 loss, and we'll see how it goes with. I'm going to try to pronounce it. Taktischen Luftwaffen Geschwader. 6 on 60. Tactical air, I don't even remember what. And still number 15 who has to pull out of the fight, if I recall correctly. So guys, this is going to be the end of Group B for today. But still, remember that the fights is not... Wait. Fights are not done for today. They are, but still tomorrow we still have more things to go. Tomorrow we have, let me read it to you. Where do you have it? Where it streams? We have tomorrow Sunday at 18:30 Zulu, 36th again Golden Crown, transmitted, being covered live by a good friend Kebab, and also at 20 Zulu PTF against Leading Edge, being covered by Breakshot. So guys, be sure to tune up for tomorrow's fight. And guys, thank you for joining. Thank you all for the follows, and of course Kigel for the subscription. I hope that you have put a very nice evening, morning or night for all of you gents. Stay tuned and have more fun tomorrow. Bye bye.